Critical Mass for September 16th, 2015. CNN is on the Republican presidential debate. And I have to be honest with you. It looks like the Trump show, and there's a couple of minions around him. I still haven't seen some people talk. Trump is just, he's running the show. I haven't been impressed with Jebediah. No, not at all. And I think Trump makes a good point. I mean, I got to be honest with you. That guy in North Korea scares the shit out of me. I think he is crazy with power, and I don't trust him at all. At all. I think he brought up some good points. And the whole undocumented immigrants, whatever, I think there's too many. I think they get in too easily. I think he has some good points. I mean, but the other guys, it's just not. I'm not saying that I voted. I'm not saying this is who I'm looking at president, but I'm really not impressed with there's just too many people here too. It looks like there's like 20 people up on stage. So I don't know. And I think some guys are going to jump on Trump's back too because they realize, hey, he's going to need a vice president to run with him. So let's stay on the good side with him because we have no shot at it as it is anyway. Yeah, now the guys are pointing out, can I talk or I talk or did it? So yeah, that's what we watched. There's a Steve Jobs documentary. We watched about an hour of it, and not a pretty picture painted at all of Mr. Jobs. Now, it's interesting. So he was adopted, and he ended up. He was with a girl, got pregnant, and he didn't. He kind of disowned her. He didn't want anything to do with it. He actually tried to get her. Went to court saying she had numerous partners and saying he wasn't the father, said he was sterile. And at the time, he was worth $200 million. And he freaking paid her $500 a month in child support. That's 6 G's for the year. And guys, it's not a flattering portrait of him. I mean, yeah, phenomenal, genius, created great stuff. And they show those people like crying his death and everything because of what he created. But, as a person, oof, He ate him up and chewed him out. Ate him up, chewed him out, and just kept going. And because I just looked at Wozniak was one of the guys who started with him, and as of this year, he was worth $100 million. And at his passing, Jobs was worth, with his stock and everything, he was worth over $31 billion. And Wozniak was was the guy who was the computer guy, the computer geek, but Jobs really knew what he was doing. I mean, he had a vision. He went with the vision. I mean, look at him. I'm using one of his phones. But yeah, not a flattering. As a person, not very flattering. So we watched about an hour. Very interesting, but Mom and Dad passed out. So Max tonight is sleeping in the cage. And that should be interesting because he's barking up a storm. But he is driving my mother nuts because he's peeing in the bed and get her up all hours of the night. So I don't know how it's going to go tonight. Should be interesting because I can hear him perfectly from here. My mom's like, close the door. I'm like, yeah, because the door is going to stop. It's soundproof from Max barking through the door. So yeah, and also I was at my doctor up on the Upper West Side, and across the street was one of my exes who we did not end on a good note, and from many years ago, and she didn't see me. And because I did double check, look, but it was her. And I decided it was my best interest just to stay quiet and let her walk away. But always, it's funny, you think it's a big city, but it really isn't. You bump into people all the time, and you're always like, wow. So it's big, but it's not big. More condensed. So yeah, so I don't know who's talking right now. I got the sound off, and it's not really that interesting. And South Park's season premiere tonight. That, to me, very excited. I'll be talking about it tomorrow. I'm probably not going to stay up and watch it. I'm reading a book right now. I'll read on the bus, really. I've been reading, but yeah, I'm tired. I think I'm going to go to sleep. So yeah, it's the Trump show here. And I have the sound off right now. And, I don't know anything about it. I'm not really into politics. Never really was my thing. But I mean, I do vote. But, here's Huckabee. I love Huckabee, He was with Miss Davis. And then a survivor sued them for using Eye of the Tiger. And that's a great song. That should not have been used. press conference, but I don't know. You can even tell they're full of shit when they're with the sound off, like blah 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 blah. Hey, it's always the same thing. I mean, how are you going to get more jobs? What are you doing about the economy? Blah blah blah. And they never really answer the question, but they think they are, but they really aren't. That's what I said we should always do. We should go 4 years after the fact, what their campaign promises were, and how many of them even accomplished. 12% of them, probably. I don't have figures, but I'd like to know. That's something I would like to know. So if anybody can help me out with that, I'd be very happy. Okay. Talk to you soon. Peace out.